सभी को नमस्कार। मोतीलाल नेहरू इंस्टीट्यूट द्वारा आयोजित मासिक व्याख्यान माला के 25वें पुष्प में आज के व्याख्यान में आप सभी का हार्दिक स्वागत है। आज के व्याख्यान का प्रारंभ मंगलाचरण के द्वारा करते हैं। नमो हरिद्राणम, नमो सिद्धाणम, नमो आनम, नमो वच्छायाणम, नमो लोय सव्वसाहुणम, एसो पंच नमुक्कारो सत्वपावपनासनो, मंगलाणम च सप्तेसिं परमं हवै मंगलम्। नमो मंगलमुत्तिष्ठम् अहिंसा संयमोतवो देवावीतं नमः सन्ति जसदमे सयाहो। आज के वक्त्री मीना चौकसी जी का परिचय देने के लिए मैं भोगीलाल लहरचंद इंस्टीट्यूट के निदेशक चंद्रशेखर जी को आमंत्रित करता हूं। नमस्कार सर।
हाँ, नमो जिनाणम, नमो जिनाणम। आवाज आ रही है?
यस यस।
हाँ जी सर, आपकी ध्वनि श्राव्य है।
हाँ, नमो जिनाणम। आज भोगीलाल लहरचंद इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ इंडोलॉजी के द्वारा समायोजित इस 25वें मासिक व्याख्यान श्रृंखला में हमारे संस्थान के बहुउद्देशीय कार्यक्रमों में आज हमारे बीच विदेश से एक विदुषी, जैन धर्म और दर्शन के प्रकांड विद्वान श्रीमती मीना चौकसी जी आज मासिक व्याख्यान में अपने विद्वत्तापूर्ण भाषण से हमें आप्लावित करेंगी। मैं बहुत ही संक्षेप में उनका परिचय देना चाहूंगा। The bio sketch is in English, so I would like to read out a few lines about Mrs. Meena Choksi ji. Mrs. Meena Choksi, born and raised outside India, and has lived most of her life overseas with Jain values. Unlike our kids going to study abroad, she came to India to study art 50 years ago. She majored in the graphic and fine arts and continues to update her skills in multidisciplinary of arts. Currently, she resides in California and she is a life member of Jain Center of Southern California in Los Angeles. The center is very active and vibrant center with innovative ideas to engage with the community. She was taught serendipitously to teach art at Jain Center, and that led her to study Jain philosophy in depth with Arun Vijayji MS and Subodhika Bai MS online every day, 2 to 3 hours since 3 years now. Recently, she learned Brahmi script and teaches calligraphy to promote vernacular languages. She started Kalacircle, a community-based art platform, and is the art ambassador for that. She has done workshops in Jain for Jaina, the Jain Foundation, Ekal Vidyalaya, Sanskrit Guru, and was invited by Institute of Big Jainology in London also. This is the brief bio sketch of Mrs. Meena Choksi ji. I would like to welcome on behalf of our institute and everybody who have joined in this group. This is a live sketch of Mrs. Minaxi. Ma'am, we welcome you and for your kind lecture.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your kind introduction. Thank you.
मैं अभी निवेदन करूंगा जीतू भाई जी से भी कि 2 शब्द मैडम के सामने और हमारे आज के कार्यक्रम की भूमिका में प्रस्तुत करें, फिर उसके बाद मैडम का व्याख्यान हम लोग सुनेंगे। जीतू भाई जी।
विजय जी, मेरी आवाज सुनाई दे रही है?
जी आपकी आवाज सुनाई।
ओके। मैं एक्चुअली प्रवास में हूँ, तो मेरी आवाज में बीच बीच में शायद अन्य आवाज भी मिक्स होकर के आ रही होगी, तो मुझे क्षमा कीजिएगा। आज बीएल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ इंडोलॉजी के मासिक व्याख्यान माला के श्रृंखला में 25वां व्याख्यान होने जा रहा है। यह व्याख्यान अपने आप में एक नया इतिहास रचने जा रहा है। अभी तक जो 24 व्याख्यान हुए वो भारत देश में भारतीय विद्वानों के द्वारा किए गए। अभी जो मीनाबेन चौकसी जो व्याख्यान देने जा रही है वो लॉस एंजलिस अमेरिका से व्याख्यान देगी। ये हमारे लिए आनंद का विषय भी है, गौरव का विषय भी है। मैं मीनाबेन को करीब पिछले 10 सालों से जानता हूँ। मेरी बड़ी बहन है, उन्होंने अमेरिका में रह करके आर्ट, जैन आर्ट के विषय में जो काम किया है वो एक अपने आप में अद्भुत है। लॉस एंजलिस जैन सेंटर के द्वारा मीनाबेन ने जैन आर्ट के बारे में वहाँ के जैन बहनों और भाइयों को उत्साहित करके एक कला सेंटर नाम का अध्याय शुरू किया और यह कार्य निरंतर आगे बढ़ता जा रहा है। मैं जब भी अमेरिका जाता हूँ, करीब करीब हर साल जाता हूँ, और जब मेरी शिविर होती है तो मीना बहन उस शिविर में निश्चित रूप से उपस्थित रहती है, सुनती है और प्रश्न भी पूछती है। उसकी रुचि देख करके मुझे आश्चर्य हो रहा है कि एक विदेश में रही हुई महिला ज्ञान के प्रति पूर्ण समर्पित है और समर्पित होते हुए अन्यों को भी इस जैन आर्ट के विषय में प्रोत्साहित करती है। और जो विदेश में जैन आर्ट के बारे में उन्होंने जो काम किया है वो आज हमें बताएगी। तो मैं मीनाबेन चौकसी का स्वागत करता हूँ और जो एलए में जैन सेंटर में मीनाबेन ने जो जैन आर्ट के बारे में जो काम किया है, कला सेंटर, उसके विषय में बात करेगी। और ये विदेश में रही हुई स्कॉलर का ये पहला लेक्चर होने जा रहा है। बीएल इंस्टीट्यूट को बहुत गौरव है और मैं ज्यादा समय न लेकर के मैं मीनाबेन को आमंत्रित करता हूँ वो अपना प्रवचन प्रारंभ करें।
जय जिनेंद्र, जय गुरुदेव। वो व्योम की वो पावर पॉइंट ऑन हो सकेगी?
Yes, ma'am, I'm sure. Is this visible now?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, as the topic says, my Hindi is not that great, especially with people from Delhi. I'm really afraid to speak in Hindi, but I'll try for a few words here and there, but I think I'll be fluent in English. By a few years, maybe I'll be fluent, much more fluent, but please forgive me this time. So Kalacircle, I'm going to talk about forming Kalacircle to foster spirituality. And how I came across this was very unusual. You know, the person who asked me to start an art program, he didn't even know that I'm an artist. And he asked me to start an art program. So my major, we can change the slide. Next, please. Yeah. So I'm majored in multidisciplinary, as the former gentleman told us. I've done in graphic arts, fiber arts, printing, ceramics, life drawing, glass fusion. And my current emphasis is on calligraphy. So this is what I've been focusing, and that's what I've been doing in Brahmi also. Next, please. This problem arises in all Jain centers, not only here locally, but it is a common problem. How do you connect with the community with exponential growth? We are immigrants in US, most of us, and now we are facing multi-generational gaps. Not only that, but it's multi-nationalities. Even though we are Indians, I grew up almost here in US. I was born in Kenya. And then there are multi-languages, even in Gujarati. You can immediately make out that I am not a local from Ahmedabad. And you ask Jitubhai and he'll immediately tell, So, but in US, unlike in India, Deravasi, Sthanakvasi, Digambar, sab alag hai. Lekin yahan sab ikhatte hai. So how do you connect? See, until now it was okay, but suddenly there is an influx of so many NRIs who come here. I mean, not NRIs, the people who come originally from India, and they are very ritualistic. Most of the people here want to reason, so we are more inclined towards philosophical questioning why, and because of the languages which we suffered during the British scheme, so there is a missing link also. We are not as fluent as you would think in our vernacular languages. So that is a big gap. So initially, about 20 years ago, they started with health workshops, and whatever is affecting our community at large, they try to deal with it. So we started with medical awareness, the health and fitness, and offering yoga and all that. So that everything is very momentary. Even in fitness, we all know, after some time we get bored. And so now it came to a point, how do you connect again to the community, So that's when Manubhai, next slide, please, asked me to start an art program. He said, start an art program. And I said, what do you want to do in art? He's saying, no, you find me an artist. He didn't even know that I'm an artist. So I asked him, yeah, but art is so multifaceted. Which kind of art you want? You want to get a portrait done? What do you want to get done? He's saying, no, you just find me an artist. So my neighbor who was standing next to me, they said, "Aap unhe bol do, wo khud hi artist hai." So that's how so it was a very serendipitous moment. He didn't even know. And since he asked me in Derasa, I said, okay, I'll do it. He wanted to host an art exhibition for Karthik Trivedi, who was a well-known artist for 60 plus years in US. Next, please. So we got to do that. And I was able to host this exhibition in 2018. And that time, Dr. Jashwant Modi, he was the president of Jain Center, and Karthik Bhai is standing in between Manu Bhai and Karthik Bhai Trivedi, and he brought in his exhibition. So the moment it was, you ask an artist, to you hold an exhibition. So we immediately asked, in what year you want? He said, next week. Artists are not used to this. We have our own different this thing. So Jitubhai took me the same way this week, and so he told me last week that you do the lecture next week. And that's how I had to prepare these slides that fast. Anyway, so we'll go to the next slide. So the exhibition was very successful, and Manubhai's wife, Rika, liked it. And then she said, let her become the art ambassador. So I said, wait, let me think about it. But then being in Derasa, I couldn't refuse. And so I said, let's start with Kalacircle. We need to have a name. We need to, we just can't say art program. To be a successful, why branding is so important. And that is something all the Jain centers are lacking. Even in India, you all have so much, what do you say, availability. You have so many people and who are really trained. You can do that. So branding is very, very important for visibility. And when you run your special flyers and all that, it saves a lot of space. It's an important real estate space, you would say, you know. And these days, in the world of emojis, where the attention span is so short, आपको पता होगा जब आप व्हाट्सएप भेजते थे तो 15 मिनट का भी सब देख लेते थे. अभी 2 मिनट से या 3 मिनट से ज्यादा हुए तो the people wait for it. They say time होगा तब देख लेंगे, then you forget it. So in that, we are in that kind of digital age where time is so precious, and so that's why branding is very important. Next, please. So what is Kalacircle? Kalacircle is a community-based art platform to connect within the community and to manifest Jain virtues. As I said, we started in 2018 at the Jain Center of Southern California on a trial basis, on a trial workshop. So next, please. So our first thing, after we did the Kalacircle's logo, then my next project was to invite all the artists to create a platform. We need to invite and to create little buzz. And more so, our logo, as you saw in the first slide, our logo had really diminished. And we requested that few artists come bring their ideas. And that's how this rebranding of Jain Center started, because Jain Center was about 40 years old and we needed to redo their logo. And so these are just few of the sketches which, like on the right, you can see that it was done with on paper and pencil. And then that we were able to ask the digital artist to render it so the EC can know how it will look. And the EC committee voted for it, not the artist. And the board of directors resolved it, and that's how it was chosen. Next, please. So just if you can go in the previous one, sorry. It's okay.
The previous one.
No problem, we'll go on to this one. So the old logo, we can see it was, if you can see it was really diminished, and we had to rebuild again digitally. And it had got disfigured, disintegrated over the years. So, and you can see the difference on the right. And that is what is happening to so many Jain centers. They need to upgrade their logo. Let the new generation design compete for their logos. They'll feel there is ownership in that. Because what is handed down, it's not necessary, and they feel, oh, it's for the old people. But if they start designing to what they think is the correct one, and let the board of directors select it. The one on the right, there were multiple, as you saw, there were multiple ideas which were generated. And there were two ideas which kept on coming back and forth. The one in the center, the Kevagnani, and the outer frame, that is Jain Center's framework. If you see that is how logos are, you don't go too much in detail. And the whole idea is if you can reduce it to even the 1 millimeter, especially for mobile and all that, so, and how much precision is left. That's how you choose a good logo, not how decorative it is. And that was the criteria of the logos. And another thing you have to check, it's not copyright. So that's why we didn't open it to the whole community. We invited only the artists, so because artists are aware of the requirements, and that's what we did. And so this on the right is the new logo for the Jain Center of Southern California. And this was our first, one of the first community project which we did. Next, please. So, as I said, multiple ideas were there, and then graphic artists helped to do the sketches and render it for a better layout and all that. And it requires a good logo. You can capture it from anywhere, like Coca-Cola. You can know it right away, the branding. Same way, we have to design our logos will bring your Jain Centers way up. It will revive itself. You don't need to build new buildings, or even though it requires constructions or something, but believe me, this brand imaging will get these youngsters coming back. If you involve the youngsters to come back and help you all out, give them the freedom to design, they'll come forward. And that is very important. If they are not involved, they think it's for the old people. We have to bring it midway to be acceptable for them. So, and always, see, in olden times, the previous logo, nobody knew who had designed it. Because when we want to retire, we also do that very officially, which logo. So I wanted to welcome those artists who had designed the previous logo, and the previous committee members say, we do not know who had designed it. Maybe some Acharya had designed it and they don't want to give credit. But in this day and age, if you don't give credit, the kids are not going to come forward, because this is, if they are doing this for their daily bread and butter, they need recognition. That's why all this social media and all that. So there is nothing wrong in crediting our artists. And these are the two artists whose ideas we had combined. So we recognize both of them. The one in the left is Nirali Jain. She's Chunibai's daughter-in-law. If anybody knows, Dr. Chunibai, he is a longtime life member at Jain Center. And the one on the right is Rahul Bhai Jovalia. And he does a lot of artwork for Jaina and Jain Center of Southern California. He is an architect by himself. He is a commercial artist, and he is multi-talented. So he gave me a lot of support to start Kalacircle. So next slide, please. The next thing I would suggest to all Jain centers, why can't we know our own symbols? Swastika is a universal symbol, and it describes Jainism in a nutshell. It talks about Gati, it talks about Samyak Gyan Darshan Charita, it talks about Siddha Gati. The whole theme of Jainism is explained in one symbol. Just because the Germans construed it doesn't mean that we have to let it go. We have to educate people what our centuries old, millennials old swastika meant. If we are not going to educate our own kids, how can we expect the others to know? This is the new symbol which is more utilized at all the Jain centers, at least in US. So I would suggest give docent training. Let our kids learn all the symbols from our own derasas. We don't even have to go to the museums. We have so much art in our own temples. The kids, forget the kids, the adults also don't know about it. Why don't you all have one monthly tour? And these kids whom we have, then this was our first batch. And then every year we do 2 batches. These are Toastmasters. If you all know what is Toastmasters, it's for public speaking. And they're already trained in public speaking. On the left, it's Dr. Modi, and we have Hasinder Bhai on the back. He is one of our adult Jain studies teacher. And he came and introduced us, and he was very instrumental in building the Jain Center. So he was very descriptive about all the symbols, even Ashtamangal and all that. And the reason I'm telling you is when I went, my in-laws used to live in Valkesha, and I went to the main derasa. There were a group at that derasa. There are a lot of tourists who come. At that derasa, there was one Jewish lady who came forward to me, and she said, "Why do you have swastika here?" So I said, "Oh, it's a very auspicious symbol." I myself did not know the true meaning of swastika. So that is where it ignited me that we should at least know the symbols. And especially in the age of emojis, you send one smiley face, it's so universal. So why don't we start promoting swastika in its pure form? And first we have to start explaining all the symbols. This is how I started my journey, because I did not know the symbols. So I would say art really took me into getting to know my philosophy. Yes, I was brought up with Jain values, and I learned Pratikaman, Samaik and everything, but that was a rote method. It was like learning by heart. But now I'm trying to understand the tattva. So that's where Guru Maharaj and all are helping me. So next, please. So these docents who are trained at Derasa, we even put now the QR codes with their voices, with the children's voices on this. This is an active code. It's just one of the examples, which we did it at the Jain Center on the display wall, wherever the Panch Kalyanak is there. So this is for the Janma Kalyanak. And if you scan it, you'll be able to hear the whole commentary in very, very fluent English, because we get also visitors from the universities and all that. So that's why we wanted some QR codes. If our docents are not there, who's going to explain? So I would suggest to expand on this idea also at all the derasas, because everybody is not going to be there all the time, even though Indian derasas are more more people frequently visited. So that's why, and go ahead, next one, please. So initially we started giving these workshops and we still do on and off, but now we have more liaisons. And the way it is set up is with different liaisons. I'll talk to you about that. So we started with watercolors and the calligraphy. We offered calligraphy in 2019 at the Jaina Convention and in Devnagari, and the fracture style, that is because I'm trained in fracture in Latin calligraphy for almost 18-20 years from masters from all over the world. That's what is my emphasis. The one on the right is the cartooning. During the pandemic, we were able to collaborate with the Philadelphia artist. He is Mahendra Bhai Shah, and he does cartoons and satires of our everyday life. And probably you all must have seen one of his cartoons where a person is sitting in the plane and he's asking, oh, I'm a Jain. Can I have my food first, so that before you serve everybody else, because mine is a special meal. So the air hostess says, oh, sir, since it's already evening, so I guess Jains don't eat at night. So that was his cartoon. So that is one of the famous ones. But he's a very famous cartoonist, but he takes everyday things into a satire form and forms original cartoons. And he's very well published in Gurjari, Gujarat, and all that. So next, please. So we had a community-based art exhibition for the first time. Nobody knew that we had so many people who are artists. Why should artists be shelved? Why should we stay behind the doors? We should come out. It is, if Rishabdev Bhagwan gave all the artistic 64 skills, why shouldn't we use it? There is nothing wrong in emphasizing that, and we should give credit to all the artists. And our advisory board here is seated. It's Rika Ben, Manubhai, and Dr. Modi. So it is a valid organization. Next, please. We went to Getty Center, which is a local museum here, and we took a bus and we provided the meals also. So we had Jain meals for everyone. And people really enjoyed it. We gave them a roadmap how to visit museums and how to catch up on the curated tours and get the maximum out of it. We attended one of the lectures there because it was a traveling exhibit and what the curators run into. And it was an insight of bringing large exhibits. Next, please. Last year, we had a Jain Bhaktamar exhibit at the Jain Center. It was done by Dr. Reena Shah. She studied during the pandemic, she studied the Bhaktamar Tantric art, and the whole auditorium at the Jain Center was filled with all these little works you see. Those are all, each one is about 12 by 12 or 15 by 15 inches. So and plus she had many more pieces. Now we are taking our heritage arts, from tribal arts from India, and then we are implementing that into our Jain art. So this particular workshop, which we offered recently, it was done on a utilitarian canvas pouch, so they can put pencils and makeup or whatever they want inside. And it was done with Varli art. We did Neminath's Bharat on it. Currently, this doesn't reflect that because this was our promotional slide for enrollment. When we gave these workshops for free, people would sign up and wouldn't come. So that is not fair to the other artists, because we have so many artists who come up, and we want to make sure that they are encouraged to teach, because they are professional in their own ways. And we raise this platform for that. So next, please. So we charge nominal fees for everything. Culinary arts, that is our next one. And this is just what the participants did. Can you imagine what the culinary artist did? The culinary, this thing, because the reason, yes, we have said that not to fuss around food too much and all that. But this is our idea that if you make the food palatable, if presented nicely in an artistic way, a lot of 5-star hotels will start carrying Jain menus. This is our attempt at doing a very good presentation. And this is not from the demonstrators. This is the participants. Just when the workshop is over, we ask them to do it and paste the photographs for us. And I just wanted to share with you what they did. And we gave them the challenge, because this was done in January or February, and this was during the pandemic. And then we asked them, the demonstrators, can you make it a healthy menu? Because January, February, everybody tries to do new resolutions that they'll eat healthy food and they'll exercise more and all that. So that is usually the theme in the Western countries, and I'm sure it's getting influenced in India also. So this was the attempt to do that. And during the pandemic, we had practically every month we had a workshop online, and it was attended by 150 to 200 people. There were some performing arts, monologues, and it was very, very well received. And these were, next please. So the one on the left, Manni Vato, was directed by Rupa Ben Shah, and she is the one who inspired so many local members to participate, to write their own script. And she helped them to write it, and she directed them. And this, mind you, this was during the pandemic, and this was getting done all behind the scenes. And Manni Vato was first monologues, and we had a second part which she also directed also, and we did it in Hindi, and that was also very well received, Man Ki Baatein, and that was during the full phase when India was going through, and we were able to raise $40,000 on those monologues. And currently, our performing arts, what we are doing is a chorus which we started last year, and in 2023, it's been 15 months since we started. We started with Kumar Bhai Chatterjee, who's from Mumbai. He's the maestro who gave us a lot of encouragement. And then we have our AV team who helped us to coordinate it, because it is a hybrid program. We have a local artist also, local coaches who are classically trained. So we needed some classically trained coaches to help the participants to do it. We don't have to be a singer, not necessarily, but when you sing it in a chorus form, it sounds really, really beautiful. We would encourage everyone to do that at the Jain centers, because what we have, Mahila Mandas, doesn't necessarily cover the organized singing. And to be able to do that organized singing, we definitely recommend to get some help. And in India, you all do have that advantage. And I would definitely recommend you all to start a chorus program. And it can be for the children or for the adults, and it can be any age. They all can fall into one group, male and female. You don't have to be a karaoke singer. You just have to be dedicated. And with Kumar Bhai, you can even learn your sutras in a lyrical form and in an organized form. Recently, we just, I think Vyom is having little trouble with the internet. Our last slide, a couple of slides are remaining. It's on the left, Vyom, we cannot see, it's on the left corner. We need to center it. Full screen, please. Yeah. Can you center it? It's on the left bottom. We just did a Gyan Mandir installation, so we were instrumental in helping design the concept. It is for a dedication wall where all universities programs are going on at the moment, and that is exhibited on with the Chovisi there, because all the university which where the programs in can we get it? The endowed chairs all over US, North America, and a few of the Western countries, and even India. So many endowed chairs are there for the study of Jainism, and that is inscribed on those leaves on the side. And the next slide has all the liaisons. I'll go on with that. And we cannot see the slide properly on the center. I don't know if it can be seen by everyone else. So the Kalacircle currently has visual art liaisons. And then we have culinary arts liaison, Mona Gandhi, visual arts liaison. We have Ritu Jain, Geeta Bendeliwala, then, right, the site is not visible, right. So I'll recite the names. We have culinary arts, Mona Gandhi. Performing arts, we have Nupur Jain. We have digital media, who's done by, a lot of it has been done by Avnisha. Now we have Rishita Dagli and Dipali Shah. We have AV support from Anand Shah, we call him Andy, and Narendra Bhai Manyar, who is always very, very helpful to carry forward. And recently, we had an AI workshop, and we had to stop the registration because we went over 350 people. We had a waiting list. So why not AI? We always refrain from it, but if you can do it, if you have youth engaged in it, a lot of seniors will really like, because now our seniors are active seniors. So, and that was the major response we got. And they said, do a curriculum-based program. And that was the request, and we are working towards it. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask me. Thank you.
जी, मैडम को मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद अपनी तरफ से, इंस्टीट्यूट की तरफ से और हमारे सभी श्रोताओं की तरफ से थैंक्स कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि ना धर्मो धार्मिक ही बिना, जब तक हमारे धार्मिक नहीं रहेंगे तो धर्म कैसे रहेगा। और धार्मिकों को जोड़ने के लिए कला एक बहुत सशक्त माध्यम है, और मैडम और उनकी जो सोसाइटी के सभी सदस्य हैं अमेरिका में, इस तरह से सभी समाज को जोड़ने के लिए एक बहुत व्यापक ढंग से काम कर रहे हैं। उन्होंने दिखाया कि किस तरह से, जैसे आधुनिक विधा, जैसे कार्टून को भी वो लोग इसमें उपयोग करते हैं, और हमारी धार्मिक जो परंपराएं हैं, स्वास्तिक है, उसको विस्तार से समझाने के लिए प्रयास करते हैं। तो इसके लिए हम लोग, ये हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छा प्रयास है कि भारत और अमेरिका से हम लोगों के संबंध जुड़ रहे हैं। आज आवश्यकता है कि जो भारत के लोग बाहर हैं उनके लिए भी इस तरह की सामग्री उपलब्ध हो। तो मुझे लगता है कि यह प्रयास बहुत ही सराहनीय है। यदि कोई हमारे जिज्ञासु मैडम से कोई जिज्ञासा रखना चाहते हैं तो रख सकते हैं, कोई हैंड रेज करके अपनी जिज्ञासा रख सकते हैं। बेगम साहब जी उनको अनम्यूट कर देंगे। जी व्योम साय जी अगर कोई जिज्ञासा रखना चाहे जी, अगर उनको अनम्यूट करके उनको नहीं है कोई, तो मैं अपने संस्थान की तरफ से अनिल मीटिंग ग्रुप चार्ट 1 2 3 से देखिए हाँ कोई समबड़ी अंशुल जैन कह रहे हैं कि हाँ जी
पांडुलिपि
इनको अनम्यूट करके देखिए क्या हाँ पांडुलिपियों पे हमारे भारत में भी बहुत काम हो रहा है मैडम। और जो
yes
भोगीलाल लहरचंद इंस्टीट्यूट है इसमें पांडुलिपियों का बहुत अच्छा संग्रह है। अविभक्त भारत जिसे पहले आज हम पाकिस्तान कहते हैं, वहाँ हमारे जो धर्म गुरु वहाँ छोड़ के आए थे पांडुलिपियां। इस तरह की 25,000 पांडुलिपियां वहाँ से बहुत अधिक परिश्रम पूर्वक लाई गई हैं और उसमें हमारे यहाँ शोध कार्य भी हो रहा है। इस तरह से पांडुलिपियां भी हमारी संस्कृति, हमारी जो धरोहर है उसमें आगे। आप भी इसमें काम कर रही हैं, ब्राह्मी लिपि में भी काम कर रही हैं, देवनागरी का भी आप प्रशिक्षण देती हैं। ये बहुत अच्छी बात है क्योंकि आज के नए बच्चे वो रोमन स्क्रिप्ट के माध्यम से काम चला रहे हैं, तो ये हमारे का गौरव बढ़ाने वाले हैं मैडम।
I got interest मेरा क्योंकि मुझे कैलीग्राफी में करना था ब्राह्मी को, इसलिए I did it because for the artistic reason, but now I like to learn more, so that's why. But it was because of art it got me interested into learning how to read and write, you know. So और मैंने जो भी सीखा है वो मुन्नीबाई से, वो जो बनारस में है उनसे सीखा, और मुकेश भाई जो ISJS है वो भी दिल्ली से है, Delhi Institute, ISJS. I don't know where he's located, but I learned from him also. So I'm willing to learn. So you let me know when you're going to offer and I'll be your student.
अभी तो हम लोगों ने जुलाई अगस्त में एक ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम का स्केच कर रहे हैं हम लोग कि पांडुलिपि का जो ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम करेंगे जुलाई अगस्त तक। उस समय फिर देखते हैं, आपसे संपर्क करके आपका भी सहयोग लेंगे क्योंकि आप तो लर्नर भी हैं और टीचर भी बहुत अच्छे हैं, तो हमको लगता है कि आपका सहयोग मिलता रहेगा। मैं आपकी तरफ से भी अपने भारत के सभी श्रोताओं को बहुत बहुत कृतज्ञता ज्ञापित कर रहा हूँ। खास करके देखिए हमारे वरिष्ठ प्रोफेसर जीतू भाई जी ने हमको आपका नाम सुझाया, तो उनके प्रति भी हम कृतज्ञ हैं। जीतू भाई अंतरराष्ट्रीय स्तर पर समाज को संगठित करके और हमारे जो संदेश हैं उसको प्रसारित करते हैं, तो मुझे लगता है कि एक नई कड़ी हमारे संस्थान में जोड़ने जा रही है। हम लोग अंतरराष्ट्रीय स्तर पर इस व्याख्यान माला को बढ़ाएंगे। तो मैं सभी अपने दर्शकों को, श्रोताओं को, प्रोफेसर चंद्रशेखर जी ने जो हमारे प्रोफेसर हैं उन्होंने आपका परिचय दिया था, इसी के साथ में आज हमारे बीच में सीनियर प्रोफेसर लोग भी जुड़े हुए हैं। प्रोफेसर DC जैन साहब, पत्रिका जैन, वीरचंद जी जैन, ज्योति बाबू, डॉक्टर अनिल जी जयपुर से, इस तरह से लगभग 30 लोग हमारे साथ जुड़े रहे। इन सबको मैं, डॉक्टर राका जैन, इन सबको मैं धन्यवाद देता हूं और सबसे निवेदन करता हूं कि इस तरह से जुड़े रहें। मैडम आप इस संदर्भ में और भी आगे हम लोगों के लिए जुड़े रहिए इन्हीं शब्दों में।
Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me this platform to talk about my ideas. And our website is already done, so we'll be uploading more of the things. We are in the process of uploading everything, so you'll be able to see most of it soon. And a lot of our videos which we had done during the pandemic, we will be putting up all the links in one place. So you all will be able to see what all we have done so far, and you're welcome to contact us. And if you all need any help, we are welcome to share this prototype and make more Kalacircles all over the world.
जी मैडम,
Sir, I like to speak.
जी हाँ, कौन बोल रहा है, बोलिए।
हाँ सर, मनीरू, Meena Ben,
Yes. Mhm.
yeah. I want to congratulate you and compliment you for the extensive and comprehensive work you are doing in this field, which is something very new in context of India. And I really liked your idea of using tribal art like Varli. And when the presentation of Neminath's Bharat has been done, and also your suggestion about QRC, which is not so much common here, even in the national museums. And that's a very good aided thing to bring into the ambit, the youngsters, the new generation, and also the usage of the AI. So I really want to congratulate you. Some of your ideas are fantastic. Otherwise, people think that speaking of Jainism is only the philosophy or the darshan. But here you are comprehensively amalgamating both the aspects, because as it is said that there is no history without art history. So the art is a very good handler to carry on Jainism, and I greatly appreciate your work and will like to connect with you and learn more about it. And I congratulate about Kalacircle. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Very
Thank you for your
interesting.
kind words. Yes,
Very
you're
interesting.
absolutely right. Uh, art is non-sectarian, and it can speak volumes. And that's why so many of our manuscripts, we have so many art in it because everybody was not literate that time. So even the Mara Sahibs and all that, they used to refer to the art so much, for the initial studies, to memorize it for the memory retention. So we should revive our art and take pride in our sculptures and architecture and all that, so, and own our own symbols. They're very important, to retrieve our symbols.
थैंक यू मैडम। नीरू मिश्रा जी को भी धन्यवाद। ये डॉक्टर नीरू मिश्रा जी हमारे संस्थान में विजिटिंग प्रोफेसर हैं और हमारा संस्थान आर्ट पर प्रतिवर्ष एक लेक्चर भी कराता है। तो इस तरह से हमारे संस्थान की गतिविधियों में हम लोग आर्ट को प्रमोट करते हैं। हम पुनः चाहते हैं कि आप लोग इस तरह से जुड़े रहिए। नीरू मिश्रा जी को भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और डॉक्टर श्रीमती मीना चौकसी जी को भी हम सभी श्रोताओं की तरफ से धन्यवाद देते हैं और चाहेंगे कि आप लोग हमारे कार्यक्रम में इसी तरह से जुड़े रहिए। आज का कार्यक्रम हम लोग अभी यहीं समाप्त करते हैं। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद। Thank you very much.
जी मैडम।
जय जिनेंद्र।
जय जिनेंद्र।